Hi, Nick Riley from Bonafide Support Services. I'm going to talk to you today about business continuity and business resilience through the crisis period. I'm just going to share screen with you, presentation. So why is a tree on there? Well, trees fantastically resilient. Whatever the world throws at them, they cope, they adjust, they put out new roots, they do new branches in their canopy, they balance themselves. And that's the challenge for us all now, to look at the different aspects of our business and just consider how do we make them resilient through this period and as we bounce back. I'm just going to look at a few of the issues which are hopefully common to everybody. So considering people, what systems and processes are working right now? What isn't working so well? So for the ones that are working, how do you share that and make sure everyone in your business is actually benefiting from those systems and using them as well as they can? For the ones which aren't, do you stop? Do you fix them? What are you going to do to fulfill that function? On the HR side of things, quite challenging time. Lots of stuff that was done physically cannot be now. So as an example, a company I know has got weekly payroll. Every Friday, they get lots of queries in regarding people's pay, etc. Friday week ago, when we went into lockdown, the phone was ringing merrily away more than ever, but there was no one there, and they didn't have voice over IP as an example, and they really struggled to cope with it. Last Friday just gone, they've done better, they're adjusting their systems, they're overcoming. So try and preempt the issues, but accept there will be some, and just deal with them as effectively as you can. Well-being is going to be a major issue, we believe, during this spell, and it's just watching out for your people. So a guy locally lives alone, very sociable character, and someone reached out to him and found he was really struggling, and they've been able to positively support him. But don't assume because you're not hearing from people that they're well. Do check in with people regularly and keep an eye on that. And on a related theme, just because they're working from home doesn't mean you're not responsible for their sort of workplace assessments. Make sure they're not in terrible posture and doing themselves a mischief. Also, what things are being covered and what's being missed. So there may be non-critical activities that happen back at base, which if neglected become critical. Hopefully that's why you do them. Things like post. Who's picking that up? There may be notices, contract notices in there. What are the gaps that you haven't necessarily thought of? On the finance side of things, cash flow is absolutely key during this period, clearly, and hopefully you're running your different models and scenarios. But funding, are you going to go for it? Where are you going to source it from? Have you got your information prepared? Are you ready to go? If you think you need it, you need it. Get on the front foot, get in there so that it's actually available as soon as you possibly can have it. On your costs, reduce your fixed costs as much as humanly possible. Ask people for payment holidays. Just go out there and try and chop those down as much as you can. But don't assume, because if your variable costs have gone down because you're trading less, don't assume that all those costs have been reduced. Just check there's nothing accumulating as you go. And as you come out of this period, mobilization costs. Are your credit terms going to be different? What's the cash impact of remobilizing as we re-emerge? IT, tough time in terms of the support that's required from them. But on the system side of things, again, what's working, what's not. Don't get stuck with the sunk cost of a system that doesn't work for you anymore when something free like Zoom or Microsoft Teams is much better than your age-old video conferencing. Use what works. What licenses are needed for those different systems? Have you got enough? Do you need more? On the support side of things, a local company on the support side, they were 100% more calls in the first week of this crisis than they've ever had as a business. And your support teams may need different resources, or your support contract may need beefing up. Bandwidth's a massive issue. What systems are allocated, what bandwidth, and does that need to be re-examined and repurposed? Cybercrime is a huge risk at any time and was increasing, and now it's worse with more people at home. The potential for people to hack in is a lot higher, so make sure you're on top of that. But also with hardware, a lot of people have a mixed economy of laptops, desktops. What would have been better as you've gone through this period, as you come out of it, what would be the most appropriate mix? Do you need to lease different kit? What's best? And also ICT, the C's for communication. If your IT goes down in the current predicament, how are you going to cope? What are you going to do? What are the communication protocols? Because you can't all go to head office and have a chat about it. Customers, suppliers, subcontractors, unfortunately, during this period, there will be casualties. So get in touch with them, find out how they're doing, keep in touch, keep that health check going. Can you help them get through the period in any way, shape or form? And if not, what are you going to do about it as you come out, if they're a major customer or a major supplier? As they remobilize, what are their risks? What are they concerned about? And how can you help support them through that? But there will be opportunities coming out of this. So on the positive side of things, look at what they may be. There might be new markets, might be new channels, maybe more efficient overhead. What are the opportunities for your business to bounce back better as we go through it? Insurance, just be aware of anything you're paying for which you're not using. So you may be paying for a level of coverage on trading that's no longer required. So you should be able to get some sort of holiday on that. But conversely, there may be clauses in there for things like security where you need a level of occupancy, or you need to be security checks made out every X days. What that might be, make sure it is being done, or arrange something different so that you haven't got a loss of cover. And look at alternative insurance policy like cybercrime. There are a number of policies out there. Maybe have a look in anger at what they may be if you haven't got one already. Going forward, it's likely to be a bit of a roller coaster as we come in and out of this, but also there may be local areas get locked down again. There's likely to be some other issues as they go. So learn the lessons from what worked for you as you went into this period and during the period, and do plan for, okay, if it does lock down again, here's what we're going to do and here's the running rate. Finally, on a positive note, what are you going to lock in? What are the good things that you've learned through this period that you can benefit from in the longer term, and lock that into your business so you benefit for the longer term? So just to wrap up, lots of things to think about. A little tool I like in particular to use to review the different aspects of your business and make it simple for yourselves. For each aspect, what are you going to stop doing? What are you going to continue doing and reinforce? And what might you start? And hopefully this has been useful to you. So I'm Nick Riley with Bonafide Support Services, and if I can help in any way during the period, please feel free to get in touch.